All right, so full disclosure, some of the things I say in this video, you might think are a little fat phobic if you have sensitive ears. If you're like, no, like you can't say, like if that's you, bro, you're gonna have some problems, but just listen to what I'm saying, okay? No fat phobia here. It is objectively harder to gain weight on purpose than to lose weight on purpose, okay? I might even say in a vacuum, like gaining weight is just objectively harder. But I'm gonna hold off on that take for a bit, okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about. Basically, I saw a tweet asking which is harder, gaining weight or losing weight, and I told them the same thing that I just told you. Some people are in the comments disagreeing, and I'm just gonna eat them up real quick, all right? So basically, I said in order to lose weight, you can literally just not eat, right? So the first thing people said in response is it's objectively easier to gain weight. You literally just have to eat more. And I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't make any sense at all. Of course, in theory, I mean, in actuality, if you eat more, you will gain weight, or at least I should say lose less weight. But you understand there's more factors that go into there are more factors that cause you to lose weight than there are factors that cause you to gain weight. To gain weight, the only thing you can do is consume more calories, okay? But there are other things, like the things, if you're trying to gain weight on purpose, most of the time, you don't want to be some like big slob, right? So you're still exercising, working out. If you do any of those things, then you have to eat even more, okay? It makes it even more of a challenge. And the thing is, even if you don't do that, even if you don't work out, you burn calories every day by existing. Like that's just how you live. You're literally constantly burning calories. That's why we have to eat in the first place. Like you understand, if it was easier to gain weight than it was to lose weight, no, like it would have to be a situation where nobody ever had to eat, where eating was just completely optional in the sense where you would just completely maintain the same weight if you didn't eat anything. Like you would not lose any weight if you didn't eat. And the thing is, mind you, even if you're eating more, there are foods that make you burn calories easier. Celery. If you have any sort of caffeine, bro, your metabolism's higher, you're going to burn calories. And also, not to mention, if your whole thing is like, oh, I'm just going to eat to gain more weight, there is a limit on that. There's a limit to what you can eat. You will literally vomit things up if you eat too much. Here's the next thing, okay? Not everyone can literally just not eat, same way not everyone can just eat. This tweet describes a subjective empirical experience, okay? And someone made a great comment to this, I think. They said it's cheaper not to eat, plus there are a lot more accessible ways to stave off hunger when in a calorie deficit compared to feeling like shit after ingesting X amount of calories in a day. That commenter said, like I mentioned earlier, if you eat too much, you will feel horrible. And it also is very much cheaper to not eat. So it's like not even in the literal, like obviously, I'm saying if you had unlimited access to food, I would absolutely still think it was hard to gain weight. But not only like is there that aspect of it's harder to eat, you know what I mean? It's harder to not burn calories, you know, make sure you're burning the proper amount. Like if you, especially, right, if you want to stay in shape, it's not even close to the same amount as challenging. Even in the sense where it's like a bit removed. Like there's the difficulty of getting the food in the first place. I remember when I was playing football, mind you, when I was playing football, this was before NIL, right? So people weren't just having like a bunch of money coming in. Like it was a difficulty to even have enough food to eat. Whenever I tried to lose weight, always saved money, just simply just not eating. Like it's really like people are trying to overcome again, because I feel like the thing is people think like this narrative that it's easier to lose weight than to gain weight is like they think it's like a fat phobic thing when it's like it's not. It's just objectively true. Also, stay with me here, okay? Inaction is always going to be easier than action. Saying it's harder to eat less than it is to eat more is like saying it's harder to run a 6-mile marathon than it is to run a 2-mile marathon. Like if I'm gonna get food right now and I'm gonna eat, I have to go out of my way. I'd have to get up from the chair, or I'd have to go on my phone. I'd have to order it. I'd have to spend money, or I'd have to go and like go somewhere to get the food. Like that is an action, okay? Which is much more difficult than me just sitting here doing nothing. The things I feel like to some people that probably sounds ridiculous, but it's like people make things harder for themselves all the time. That's literally what self-sabotage is. Like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna do the harder thing because I'm more comfortable with it. And in this instance, it'll be like, oh well, you know, I don't know how to cope with whatever. I'm bored. Like a lot of people eat when they're bored. They're like, oh, I'm bored. Now I'm gonna go get some food. Just because again, it's something to do. Some people in general like challenges. Okay, that's why being bored's a thing. Like if people didn't like challenge, if people didn't like making things harder for themselves, people would literally never complain about being bored. Do you see my overall point? You have to expend effort to eat. You don't have to expend any effort to not eat. I like some of these comments I'm responding to right now. But anyways, this dude says objectively hard to lose weight because you are bound by time. You have to wait for days to go by for that calorie deficit to add up. You can gain 10 pounds in 2 weeks if you wanted to. I'll tell you this right now. I'm sure generally, you are bound by time a little bit. But I will tell you this right now. If I don't eat today and I weigh myself tomorrow, still haven't eaten, I will weigh less than I did today. Like it's objectively, it's something that I've literally experimented with before, obviously. He said you can gain 10 pounds in 2 weeks if you wanted to. Again, it depends. It depends on your lifestyle. Depends on your metabolism. If you live a sedentary lifestyle and you don't really move around much, then I'm sure you could gain 10 pounds in 2 weeks. But if you're working out, running, I'm sure it would be much more difficult to reach this, okay? But again, Like, there are times where I've lost 10 pounds in a few days before. I'm not gonna lie, this comment made me mad, bro. Now here's the thing. This is a friend of the account, of my Twitter account, so I'm not genuinely like mad at them, but like they said, I don't think you know how weight loss works. Don't die on this hill. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're gonna look an anorexic man in the face and tell him he doesn't know how weight loss works. You're gonna look a man in the face who spent years on eating disorder Twitter, finding out the new tactics for losing weight, all the stuff you can do. You're gonna tell me, a man who lost 40 pounds in 2 months when I was already skinny, mind you. I was like 245, 250, went down to 203. Also, I'm 6'6", so take that into account. I wasn't chunky, didn't have a gut, but I wanted to lose weight and I lost that weight. And look, I would never encourage any form of eating disorder or anorexia, but when I tell you that shit was easy as hell. It was not a challenge. Yeah, but mind you, again, lost 40 pounds in 2 months. But when I tell you, when I first got to school, I was like 220, right? They wanted me to gain weight. The way that worked, I would literally gain like 10, 15 pounds overall over the same interval. Because again, you're working out, you're actually doing things. You gain 10 pounds over a period of time, then you lose 5. You gain 10 more, you lose 7 more. Okay, again, if you're not just sitting around eating constantly, you're not going to gain weight that quickly. And mind you, I had a nutritionist, bro. They told me all sorts of things. Oh, this is how you gain weight. Oh, if you keep doing this, it'll make you lose weight. I went to an eating disorder facility and they told me about these. I know, bro. I've literally conspired with other people with eating disorders. I know what works. And again, I'm not encouraging eating disorders. You don't need an eating disorder to lose weight, okay? Don't do that. Be healthy, all that, right? Not everyone needs to lose weight in general, okay? But it's like, if the question is being posed, losing weight is just easy. Hey guys, look at this response I crafted, okay? I said, because bro, when I tell you this, I'll explain why it made me mad. It's like I said, I would bet top dollar I know more about weight loss, and I would consider betting I have more experience with weight loss than anybody in my comments. And I genuinely believe that. Reply. Boom. Y'all just saw it posted. Yeah, true story. But okay, here's the thing. Here's what makes me mad about this part. If you want to disagree with me and be wrong, that's completely, like, you being wrong is one thing. It's okay. But trying to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, get out of here. Because I'm not gonna sit here and make claims that I don't know anything about. You know what I mean? And if I do, mind you, if I do, I promise you I'm not dying on that hill. I promise you that hill, I'm gonna be very alive on it. If I put something out that's political and I'm like, oh, like tariffs, blah 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 blah, I don't know shit about tariffs. I don't know anything about it. So why would I? Oh, I hit my mic. I'm so sorry. You guys okay? You okay? Okay. Anyway, why would I do that? It just wouldn't make any sense. It's like, I am the weight loser. I'm the person who loses the weight. I've done that. And again, it was literally like my mission to gain weight when I first got to school. So I've had both experience of gaining weight on purpose and losing weight on purpose. So it's like, I can tell you what's easier. Someone said, no, Bryce, fat cells demand to be replenished. They shrink when people lose weight, but never disappear. There's no comparable. Oh, is it comparable or comparable? I feel like those are two different. Anyways, comparable biological mechanism that keeps people thin. Here's the thing. Like I said, you're constantly burning calories. If you stop eating, you will lose weight. Factually, that will keep you thin. If you eat half of what you eat right now, you will lose weight. You will most likely become thin, or at least thinner than what you are right now. That is objectively true. Something else that's objectively true is the less you eat, the less hungry you're going to be. The less your appetite will be, the more consistently that you eat less. And when I talk about losing weight, I don't mean, oh yeah, you got to go to like 1% body fat and stay at 1% body fat. No, I just mean losing weight and keeping it off. You know what was a nightmare for me, bro? When I was gaining weight, I remember I've gotten to like 250, right? When I tell you I got to 250, I was like, yeah, I got to 250. Now I can finally just like relax a little bit. Because again, it's hard. Eating that much is hard. The amount of snacks you have to eat 3 meals a day. You have to wake up in the middle of the night and eat. Bro, that is difficult. So anyways, this is gonna make me sound very stupid. When I got to 250, I was like, oh, I can just chill out for a minute. Like, I wanted to rest from the eating. Dude, I lost 10 pounds like instantly. Just because I wasn't eating as much as I used. Like, I was still eating. Like, I was still eating normally. Like, it was like I was eating like 3 meals a day. I just like stopped doing snacks for a bit. Because again, when you're gaining weight, you have to eat when you're not hungry. And again, like I said, inaction, action. It is much more difficult to eat when you are full than to not eat when you're hungry. And look, I know that's like it's like a spectrum thing. Like obviously if you're just a little full, it would be easier to eat than if you're starving and like just like are in a room full of food and have to avoid food. But I'm saying if you're on the same level of hungry as someone else is full, it's going to be easier for you to not eat than to get that person to shove some more food down their mouth. Bro, someone accused this of being rage bait. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like just don't eat. Just don't. You know what I mean? Like that's the solution. No, I'm not gonna say, okay, I keep saying don't eat. Don't not eat, right? That's obviously unhealthy for you. But I mean eat less. Like that's my point, okay? Now this is a comment. This is a comment that made me giggle when I saw it. It's got 15 likes. I don't know why, bro. This is ridiculous. You've never been fat. Aren't you like 6'5"? Please sit. I hate that. Like I kind of spoil my response with this comment right here, but you know why I've never been fat? Because becoming fat is actually more difficult than losing weight. Plus, and also, my mother used to be 350 pounds, right, before I was alive. So she's told me that it is easier to lose weight as well. So if you want to take it from like someone who's like been big, my mom would tell you the same exact thing. Now, granted, she's not going to tell you it's easy, but she would tell you that it's easier, especially when you get that big. Like again, my mom used to be 350. She looks nothing close to that right now. Looks like completely like just like average build. But like you're 350 pounds. You spend one day, you go on a walk. Let's say you walk for a mile and you don't eat that day. You might lose 5 pounds that day. Like you might literally lose 5 pounds because then at that point you're just constantly in a calorie deficit. Like y'all are really like people think, oh yeah, it takes work to lose weight. Like you got to go to the gym, you got to work out, blah 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 blah. Bro, it takes work to gain weight too. And it's like people don't want to acknowledge this because again, like it comes across like I think people think it's like fat phobic or something. Like if you want to look me in my face and tell me that it's easy to gain 300 pounds or to become 300 pounds, I might slap you. Do you understand how much you have to eat consistently? You cannot look me in the eyes and tell me that it is easier to eat. Let me think. 5 meals a day. 5 meals a day, 3 big ones, 2 smaller ones. Than it is to eat 1 meal a day. Or even 2. Even 2. And it's just true, okay? Like human beings are not made to eat just like 30,000 calories a day. We're not. We're simply not. Bro, think about where we came from, just from an evolutionary standpoint. Like literally, you understand, like humans used to have to hunt for food. So not only were we doing like a bunch of cardio, but also there'd be points where people didn't really have food for real. And they had to live like that. And they were fine living like that. I mean, fine relatively. Obviously, we wouldn't want to be in that situation. But my point is, if it were truly easier to lose weight than it is to gain weight, I feel like there'd be more obese homeless people. Like even again, because people take this as fat phobia, it takes a lot of work. And this is not fat phobia, by the way. It takes a lot of work to get that big. Like you have to do a lot to get that big. Let alone if you're trying to get bigger, but also keep on like muscle and like stay in shape, you know, not be like a complete like slob with it. You literally, it's like you have to out eat your own calorie burning. Like that's difficult to do. Again, I am 6'6" and my natural resting spot is probably like 220. Do you understand how much I would have to eat to become 300 pounds? Nobody's natural resting stop is 300 pounds. That's just not how humans are built. Like obviously, like people have certain conditions that led them to be a little bit bigger, but nobody was born to be obese. My main point is, if I'm 220, right, I'm in my natural resting spot, it would be easier for me to get to 200 than to get to 250. I mean, 240, my bad. I was trying to do the same math. Because again, constant calorie burning. That's all. Like that's literally the main thing. Like it's like humans are literally designed to be constantly losing weight. I think almost every living thing is designed to be constantly losing weight. And that's why we eat to replenish the weight that we're constantly losing. So how could gaining weight be easier when literally we are constantly doing the opposite? We have to go out of our way to gain the weight. $2025, man. 2025. And here's the thing. I feel like if someone would have asked that question 10, 20 years ago, everyone would be like, yeah, it's easier to lose weight, of course. But now, Society, it's like we want to be like, oh, but like you're thinking about that one big person, where it's like, ah, they're having a really hard time losing weight. Like, I understand. I'm not saying it's easy in a vacuum to lose weight. Okay, I'm saying it's easier. I understand some people struggle with discipline in areas like that. But what I'm saying is, if you know someone who's underweight or even average weight trying to gain it on purpose, like they're going out of their way, they're like, oh, I gotta gain this weight, they are having a much harder time overall because it takes discipline to eat consistently, right? But again, action versus inaction. The discipline that the person trying to lose weight is losing is, oh man, actually got to go do this. I got to do this action. I got to go eat. But the discipline failing for the person trying to gain the weight would be, oh man, I forgot to eat today. Oh man, like I'm just really not hungry. I just can't eat this. It's like I don't know what the people in the comments aren't getting. You have to go out of your way to gain weight. You could lose weight literally by not leaving your house. By literally not leaving your home. If someone was like, okay, you have to not leave your home. Everything in your house is already in your house, right? Like you can't do anything else. Is it easier to lose weight or is it easier to gain weight? 100% easier to lose weight. Again, something I really want you to keep in mind. That's why I keep saying it. Inaction versus action. It will always be harder to do something than to do nothing, which is kind of like a thing that like applies to like other aspects of life too. You know what I mean? Like message. But yeah, so that really grinded my gears. Bro, I woke up so late today, bro. So I had to get this video out quickly. Okay, but I might batch record today. I might batch record tomorrow. I don't know, bro, because I still got to work on those longer videos for you guys. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad I got to vent about this because, bro, this topic, it'd be killing me, bro. It'd be killing me. But anyways, I'm trying to think what else I got. That's it for now. I really gotta get this video up. Like, comment, subscribe, everything I have to say. I'm so sorry, and I love you. Okay, have a great day, night, evening, morning.